Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to Live Stream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great weekend and let's just see who's online. On the show tonight, I'm going to be playing a few things and I have had a few requests over on Patreon. I always post on Patreon before I'm about to go live so then people can get on there and suggest any videos that they might want to see. But I've got everything up on the screen at the moment, so it's no looking to the side again. Hopefully I'll be able to see everything as it pops up in front of me. So I can see now that we are live, I think, and we are working. And Melissa's in the house. Hello, Melissa. Thanks for tuning in, and Billy Ray has just popped in as well. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in and for being on so early. Now, on the show tonight, we're going to be looking at my original track called Don't Cry, and that was suggested by one of my patrons over on Patreon. I think that was Suzanne who requested that one, so I'll be getting into that. And just while I'm on the topic of Patreon, just a quick shout out to my patrons who make these videos possible and my analysis videos as well as the cover videos that I do. Just last weekend I did Parisian Walkways, so a classic guitar track there with Gary Moore's lead playing. So that was a challenge. That's over on Patreon, and I just want to put now the names going across the screen. Here we go. These are the names of the people who sponsor these videos, and thank you to all of you guys. So those are the names, those are my patrons, so your support is massively appreciated. But let's have a little look. Well, we've got Derek and Alexa and Suzanne and RC Thompson and Tom and Rick. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be getting straight into my track. Now, this track initially didn't actually have a video with the new audio. There's a remastered version of my album that the audio is obviously a bit better, a bit more concise and cleaner and just nicer to listen to. So I've put that just before we came live. I've put that on the video that's originally on YouTube. So I do all my videos, I do all the recording and obviously play instruments and sing and everything. So this is my video work. This is from quite a while ago, so I was just really experimenting with my editing software. But this features my sister as well, because I always get asked who the girl is in the video, but this is my sister, so maybe you'll see some family resemblance, maybe you won't, I don't know. But this is my original track called Don't Cry, and it's from my album, but I can mention all that afterwards. So I hope you guys like this one. It's called Don't Cry. Rock.
Shopping in the hall, only empty space.
And there we go, that was my track called Don't Cry. I hope you guys enjoyed that, complete with the picture at the end. That was at a fancy dress party thing that I went to with my sister, so hence why I was wearing a funny hat. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Just a quick shout out as well to Leonard. He just donated $10 during that track, so thank you so much for that, Leonard. Massively appreciated. Leonard Duke there with $10. And then we had Jen Rat, who donated $5, and thank you for that, Jen. And she said, I was listening to this Sunday, so thanks, Jen, for that and for listening. And quickly, while I remember, if you could hit that like button, that would be massively appreciated as well, because the record from last week, if I'm not wrong in thinking, was 200 likes. I think we might have broken that 200 barrier last week, which is absolutely crazy, but hopefully maybe we can get somewhere near that tonight as well. So if you haven't hit that like button, please do that now, and we can see if we can get those likes up. Again, I won't be able to see the likes, so I might be asking you guys to give me a quick update as to where we are with the whole likes thing. But let's have a little look at what's going on here. Dan said 206 likes we reached last week, so that's going to be the target. That is a lot of likes, but thank you guys, because the people that liked it are the people that are here tonight. So if you could do it again, then it would be really appreciated, and maybe we can smash the record that we did last week and always improve every week. But hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Mario's in the house. Hi Mario and Dave. A great song and video. Thank you, Dave, for that. This was a bit of a rush to get this one done, because this was suggested on Patreon, like I mentioned earlier, but I didn't have the video with the new audio, so I just literally took a screen grab of the video on YouTube that's already there and then replaced the audio. So hopefully it was in sync and it was okay. But yeah, that was my song called Don't Cry. And while I remember, if you are interested in getting my album, that is called Persistence, and that's on iTunes and Amazon, but also on the website. And let me see if I can get this to go up on screen. I might have to move this out of the way. There we go. It's just wingsofpegasus.com. If you go there, you'll see lots of stuff about me and music and all that kind of stuff, but also in the store section you'll see all the stuff that you can buy, obviously, because it's a store, but the album will be in there. So with the website, I get all the proceeds from that, so I will receive your money from iTunes and Amazon. They take a certain percentage. I'm not sure what the percentage is, but the best place to get it from me is there, wingsofpegasus.com. But if you do like it, that's where the album is. There's loads of other tracks, and I've played a lot of the other tracks on Tuesday nights, but I'll continue to do that in the future as well, so you guys can check out those other tracks from the album. But let's get the names of my patrons going again on the bottom of the screen. That'll be running throughout this whole live stream. Massive thank you to you guys and the patrons that are here in the house tonight as well. And Brad's in the house as well, and he's donated $5. Hello Brad, thanks for tuning in. And Brad, he actually sent me a postcard. So I got that today, so thank you Brad for that. That's much appreciated. And thank you everyone just for tuning in. Unchained01 says thank you for Love Haunted. Thank you, that was played last week. I did the live version from the live stream that I did, and hopefully you guys liked that last week, and that's on the album as well, all those tracks on the album. The live ones might differ a little bit from that original album, but hopefully they're pretty close. So anyway, whilst I'm on the subject of talking about Patreon, I was actually asked by, where is it, Pomeranian, which is his username on Patreon. He was asking if in general, if somebody's trying to learn a guitar solo for a cover, how they do it, whether they read it from music, whether they go online or listen to it or watch a video of somebody playing it. So I said that I'd quickly try and explain how I do it personally. If I'm doing a cover and I'm trying to work out somebody else's solo, I literally just watch it. If there's any live stuff, obviously that's great, because you can actually see what they're playing, because there's so much bad information on the internet of people who are tabbing up solos, even from album versions of songs, or the actual tracks as they were laid down on the studio version, and they're getting the tabs wrong. And I think I've got a little bit of an advantage because I've been teaching professionally for 14 years, so I pretty much know what players have got to go to in terms of shapes and notes. And the way that I do it, if I can see somebody playing it, great, because it's a lot easier just to watch somebody playing it and just copy. But if I haven't got a video, I will just listen to a studio version of a track and then work it out just by listening to it. And that's how I first started to learn to play guitar, was just listening to Jimi Hendrix on records. So I would just listen to it and try and replicate it on my guitar. And that's pretty much what I do when I'm doing a cover. And sometimes if it's something really fast, it's a little bit more difficult to work out, but it's just one of those things, you try and get it as close as possible. And I'm just going to interrupt myself because Micavellian has just donated $50. That's got to be a typo, surely, because maybe it was meant to be $5. But thank you so much for that, Mick. If that is not some kind of mistake, then that's absolutely amazing and a little bit crazy. But thank you so much for that, Mick. That's $50 that's just been donated. At this point, if you can hit that like button as well, that would be much appreciated. But anyway, I hope I explained that answer. I don't know how other people do it in terms of whether they all rely on reading tabs or reading music, but the way that I work out solos and all my cover stuff, all the cover tunes that I do, I just listen to the instruments. And I actually did a video on that, was it last week, just taking people behind the scenes, showing what gear I use and all that kind of stuff, and also going through my recording process. I just listen to the track, just lots and lots, and work out each of the parts just by listening and not reading tabs or anything, and hopefully I get them kind of close. Now, on the show tonight, in terms of the cover, I'm going to see if I can play a cover of a track. Let me just check, because I've got everything on screen here. I can have a little jump back to my Patreon page and see what my patrons have been saying. Let's have a little look here. Okay, Kathy has requested Running Blind. That's one of my original songs, but I might stick a cover track in now so that we can have some bookends of original stuff, but with a cover in the middle. This one was asked for today or yesterday, I can't remember, but this is going to be Free Falling by Tom Petty, and hopefully this is going to be okay. I always say about copyrights and those kind of things that whether it's different on a live stream instead of actually just putting out a video of somebody else's track, but hopefully this will be okay. So hopefully the live stream won't cut out, but if it does, it might be because of that. But hopefully I'll see you guys on the other side of this. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hit that like button if you like what you hear so far. But if you like this next cover, then please give it a thumbs up as well on this video. And I will see you guys after this. Rock. She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, she's crazy about Elvis, loves horses and a boyfriend too. And it's a long day living in Reseda, and there's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. And I'm free. So that was my cover of Free Fallin' by Tom Petty, and Brad was saying, Brad, almost, Brad isn't quite a name, but Brad was saying free what? And it's Free Falling, but I think actually the track name is just an abbreviated kind of N at the end, so Free Fallin'. But that was a Tom Petty. I actually did that as a tribute because on losing Tom Petty, I mean, what a guy he was. And just from an artistic perspective, when I was doing this cover, you just realize how unique he was as an artist and a singer as well. Because when Tom sang, it was just Tom singing. You know, who else had a voice like he did? He had such a unique take on everything that he did. But yeah, that was a tribute that I did, and I'm not really one for doing too many tributes and videos like that, but I felt that Tom certainly was one of those guys that I wanted to put something up just to have a tip of the hat to, you know, an absolute legend. But thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in and for commenting and interacting with me on, you know, well, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the different social media sites, and especially for tonight as well, for spending your evening here live on YouTube with me. If you could hit that like button, that would be massively appreciated as well if you get a chance. And I've said before, I can't see how many likes we're up to, but hopefully there's a few likes on there. There was somebody saying, let's have a look. I think it was, Richard Pierce was saying about a suggestion for a video. And what happens is everybody that suggests videos on YouTube, I then make a list and just work my way through those names. And I do get a lot of suggestions, so it will take a little while for me to get all the way through them. For example, my Steve Stevens video that I did last night, I know that was suggested months and months ago, because I actually did one with him and Billy Idol, and a lot of people asked before that for just a video with Steve, but I got to that one. Was that last night? I think that was last night that I did that one. So yeah, it takes a little while to get there, but if you bear with me, I do get to all the suggestions eventually. Even the lesser known players, I just look through it, and you know, whoever's name is next to pop up on the list, and that's what I do. So anyway, thank you guys for messaging. Let's have a little look down the comments and see who's in the house. We've got Mary in there and Suzanne, 102 likes, so thank you for that update, Suzanne. So we're over halfway already. Thank you. If you haven't hit that like button, please do, because we're aiming for 200 tonight. That would be a new record, 206 I think to be exact, and hopefully we can make it there, but let's see, fingers crossed. But let's have a little look. We've got Gia73 in the house, and Melissa. And sometimes these comments go up too quickly, but I'll try and keep up. Brad as well, and Nick, and Wizard Wand Music. He says hi from Texas, so hello. Thank you for tuning in. And The Awakening Herd, and Dan B, and Mario, and Kenny. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now I'm going to get to the final request, or at least one of the requests that I had over on Patreon. I haven't had time to check that Patreon page whilst I've been live, but the request that I did see on there was for my original track, and that was of a track that I did a while ago. I might have shown this a few weeks ago. This is called Running Blind. It's one of my original tracks with a bit of a serious message behind it, and this is, one of those videos that, again, I've put it together myself, but using a lot of different footage, and just to make a little bit more of a visual behind the song, because I don't get a chance really to have a whole film crew and do a massive video with actors and all that kind of stuff, so I try and stick together stuff that I can do on my own. But I tell you what, before the video, I'm going to do a riff of the week, because I queued this up earlier, and I might play it before the last kind of original track, because I want to see if anyone can get this. This is one of those ones that I've rated as an intermediate, because it's very much in my area of expertise, or at least of my taste. This is the kind of band that I listen to quite a lot, even though I listen to all kinds of music and all kinds of players, especially with the analysis videos, but this is kind of a big head band. But I don't want to give you too many hints, but I'm going to be looking in the comments section to see who gets this first. So this is Riff of the Week number 73, and let's see who's going to get this first. So everybody ready? Here we go. And there we go, that was the riff of the week, number 73. I'm looking down the comments here to see if anybody can get it, because we haven't had anybody get it so far. Gia73 says Van Halen, question mark. Kind of in the right ballpark. This is one of those ones that I've said it's an intermediate one, because it's very much in that hard rock and 80s kind of vibe. I'm not sure many people would get it, but I'll wait to see. Mario says Whitesnake, so Mario's got the band, but he hasn't got the name of the track yet. And we got Poison, Cinderella, right ballpark, but not quite. We know that it's Whitesnake, so if anybody can go away and find out which song that was from. And I'll give you a clue that this was actually Steve Vai playing, was in the band at this time, so he's laying down this riff. But Ian Wyatt says Fall for Your Love, and he's got it, so well done Ian, congratulations. 2 thumbs up, and you now get to just feel smug that you managed to beat everybody in the live stream to getting that. It was Fall for Your Lovin' by Whitesnake. So if you know that track, then you're a little bit slow, but if you don't know the track, I think probably most people don't know it, or at least don't know the riff. They might know the chorus, and that's why I put it as an intermediate, because while I'm on that subject, it's not in terms of how hard it is to play on the guitar, it's just how hard I think it is to guess, because I play all kinds of different riffs, and some are a lot harder than others, so it's not rated. It'll still have a beginner rating because it will be an easily recognizable riff, but it might be quite technically difficult to play. But that one wasn't too bad. That's just chords and, you know, not too much going on there. But Steve Vai, you know, what a player he was, and still is, of course, and just the way that he put so much showmanship into his playing. That's why I think he was such a great fit for Whitesnake, because all of those stage antics, just all over it with David Coverdale, just great. Another one of my favourite players, a guy called Red Beach, he also played with Whitesnake, so David certainly can pick his guitarists. He knows what he likes, and he's worked with so many great guitarists throughout the years. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and for hitting that like button. If you haven't hit that like button, please do, because we're trying to get a new record tonight. Last week we got a new record of 206 during the live stream. I think that's what we finished on. So if everyone can hit that thumbs up, that would be massively appreciated. But now, moving on to my original track. This one was requested over on Patreon, and I built this up before we then got into the riff of the week. But I'm just going to see if I've got this anywhere that I can press it and get it going. Okay, I'm going to have a little look down my list to see, because normally what I do is I queue these videos up first, so then all I have to do is click a button on my software if it's working, and then the video will come up on screen. Whereas I haven't got a video clip to queue, so I'm going to have to do it from the original software. So let's work this out. This should work, fingers crossed. This is my track called Running Blind. If you like this track, please give a thumbs up, and if you like the stream and the content and the channel, just give it a thumbs up, and it really helps this video to spread around a bit and get the channel a little bit more better known. But anyway, guys, this is one of my tracks called Running Blind. I really hope you guys like it, and I'll see you afterwards. Rock!
With the sense of decency
There we go, that was my original track called Running Blind, and I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thank you to Laurie, who donated $4.99 during that video, so thank you for that, Laurie, that's much appreciated. And thank you guys for tuning in, for watching and for commenting. Let's see who we've got here. We've got Kenny Roberts and Jazzcat and Timothy Miller. Jazzcat says happy birthday Chris, so happy birthday Chris, if that's somebody watching who I might have missed the comments when that was going through. But if Chris is listening, if he's watching this, happy birthday. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We've got Stephen as well, and Brian, and Jolene as well, and Dan B. Oh, 125 likes we're up to, which is great. I mean, just over 100 is fantastic. I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to get the record tonight because it's getting a little bit late here. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to stay online for because it's just coming up to 25 to 1 in the morning here in the UK. Thank you everyone for tuning in wherever you are around the world. And this week, here we actually had some snow in England, so it has been a little bit chilly. It's actually warming up a little bit now, so thankfully I don't need too much heating going on, but I hope it's not too bad where you are. We kind of get people from all over the place on this channel, so thank you guys so much for tuning in, for commenting on YouTube as well, just checking out the analysis videos, and thank you for hitting the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please do that. It will be massively appreciated, and it will really help this channel to grow and be seen by a few more people. So last week, I can't remember how many videos I played. I might have snuck one in, an extra one last week, but I can't remember. If anybody was there last week, you'll have to remind me, because I might have time just to show one more. It might have to be maybe a video from last week or the week before, maybe one of the live stream videos where I did a gig where it was just streamed across the internet live, and the only problem with that was I think the vocals were too low in the mix because it was obviously live. I was just recording the live audio coming into a desk. Everything was just plugged into a desk, and then it came out of the desk into the computer, so it was just recording one mix which was coming from the desk, and I think the vocals were a little bit low. But we might have a little look at an excerpt from that live performance, and as it was mentioned earlier, my track called Haunted, I might get that up on screen now from the live stream that I did over the internet. But thank you guys for tuning in and for hitting the like button, because it looks like we're at 142 now. So let's get this little live track on the way, and if you like it, please hit the thumbs up. If there's anybody there that hasn't hit the thumbs up yet, hit that thumbs up and we'll see where we are after this. So last track of the day for this live stream. This is going to be Haunted from my live stream. I hope you guys enjoy this. Rock. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Another dark December day.
So that was my live version of Haunted, which is from my album, which I mentioned before. You can head over to wingsofpegasus.com/store and you can find that there. I saw a quick comment there saying, "What are you doing with your fingers?" or something like that. And I think that was just because I was playing and singing at the same time, maybe, which is what I mention on my analysis videos all the time. And it is certainly harder, especially when you're playing those kind of riffs that don't fit in with the vocal. That's one of those tracks where it is a riff whilst you're singing at the same time. So you very much have to spend a bit of time practicing getting the fingers to go. And also what I tend to do if I am singing and playing a riff, and not just playing chords, it's normally with riffs, you have to sometimes pair the melody with particular accents on your playing in order to then sing and play at the same time. And it just takes a bit of practice, but it is possible. Some people don't realize that you can attribute certain lyrics to movements on the guitar and fretted notes on the guitar. So it's just something that I use personally. I don't know how other people do it, but that's how I personally do it. If I'm playing a riff and I'm singing at the same time, I'll try and at least match up particular notes so that I can keep the timing consistent with the playing, but also with the singing. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight and for spending your time here and for hitting the like button. I'm not sure how many likes we've got up to. Maybe it was 140, maybe something like that. So thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. That's massively appreciated. And for everybody tuning in and for commenting on the YouTube videos and the analysis videos as well. But let's have a little good, sounds good, drummer could keep the time. Yeah, this was a drummer. I'm not sure whether I can say who the drummer is. What we've got when I play live or did this live stream, we were actually doing it on a theme of what was it? Billy the Puppet, is that right? From the Saw movies. It was a whole, I'm not sure what the date was, whether it is exactly on Halloween, but we were doing a Halloween theme. So he then wore a mask. But this is the thing with bands as well. Sometimes a lot of players will play for maybe 2 or 3 different bands, and sometimes they don't want it to be known because their other band might get annoyed with them playing. And this actually worked out really well because he was wearing a mask throughout the whole gig, so nobody knows who he is. But if you know my band from before, you'll probably know who he is because you've seen his face. But that would be going back a bit when we were gigging in and around London and the local area here as well. But just a really great drummer, and he's on the album as well. So everything on the album is me apart from the drums. So it's the drums, but then I do the bass and all the vocals and the keys and everything else that's on there. That's just me doing that, and I do everything on the covers as well. But my drumming ability is nowhere near the guy that did the album, so be careful not to mention his name. But yeah, he was an awesome drummer, just absolutely fantastic. So maybe into the future might ask him to do some more stuff for me, but we'll see. On the covers that I do, generally the drums are quite basic, so I can get away with doing that. I think a couple of covers ago, I was playing the drums and had a little bit of filming that because people said, "Oh, we want to see you playing the drums," so I stuck a little bit in there. But I tend to, being a guitar player, I tend to just focus all the footage on guitar, but maybe I should give all the footage to somebody independent and they can cut it together. But I just like looking at guitars. But anyway, thank you guys for commenting and for tuning in. Let's have a little look here. We've got Jolene in the house again. She said, oh, the comment's gone. She says something about multitasking. It is sometimes difficult when you're doing so many things at once, but you get used to it. It's one of the things I mentioned in one of my analysis videos, I think this week, that if you just slowly feed your brain bite-sized chunks, eventually it will just get used to it, and you just do it in a sequence and your brain can start to take on so many more elements at once than when you first start out. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. We're on 175. Tara, thank you for that update. So I don't think we're going to hit 200 tonight. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button, because I'm going to be gone in maybe a minute or two because it's getting pretty late here. Been online for 45 minutes roughly now, or no, 43 minutes. So yeah, it's getting quite late here in England. But thank you guys guys for hitting the like button, everybody that has. And if you are watching this in the future, then you can still hit that like button because they still count after the fact. What tends to happen with these videos is as soon as they stop, it then gets processed for a while, and then it's available maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes after I finish the live stream. So you'll then be able to watch it in the future. So if you're watching this in the future, unfortunately haven't caught the real live stream, but maybe I'll see you next week for the next one. But guys, thank you so much. 183 now. Timothy says, hold on, brother, make 200 soon. We've only got 17 that we need. We need to find 17 people in this audience to try and hit the like button and see if we can get to 200, because that's what we're aiming for. And Lauria says, Gwen is in the house. So I haven't seen Gwen pop up yet with a comment, but I'll be looking out for it now. And we have got 120 people watching at the moment. So if any of you 120 people have not hit the like button yet, you hold the key to a potential new record for the live stream, because how many were we away? Maybe 15 likes away from getting a new personal best. We're 10. We're only 10 away. So everybody online, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. That would be massively appreciated, and we can smash the record for maybe the 4th week in a row. Or was it the 5th week? We've certainly been going up. And Dan B says 206 is the record. So let me quickly do some maths. What's that? That's 13 likes we need. We have 121 people watching. So all of those people, anybody from those 121, if you can hit the like button, that would be really cool. We're so close to 200, but I might have to call it a day. It's going to be agonizingly close. I might have to call it a day now, and maybe we will get over that 200 in the future, unless anybody else is going to hit that like button really quickly before I finish. Robert Mardis says, I fear you've peaked, and I think that's about right. I don't think we're going to get any more, because the people in here, if there's 118 people watching and we've got 196 likes, 199 likes, this is just really cramming it in right at the end of the live stream to see if we can hit 200. I'm only looking for one more person, looking for one more like in order to get there. Apparently it says 201. I'm not sure whether that is true or not. So we've hit the 200, and I was just about to say that because we've got 120 people watching, if everyone's already hit the like button, maybe it's just a revolving audience so that people are coming in and then coming out and liking it that way. But thank you guys so much for hitting the like button. I've got to stay now until we actually get to 206, or even better, 207. I could be here all night just sitting here waiting, and then nobody ever does it. It'll be like 5 a.m. and I'll just have to call it a night there. But 205 now apparently. So here we go. 206. We're tied. We need one more person. I'm just searching on the internet for one more person to hit the like button, and then we'll get a new record. This is potentially 208. It looks like that is it. So thank you guys so much. 208, so that's a new record. So now I'll be able to sleep. I'll be able to sleep silently tonight and well tonight, because we've hit a new record. Thank you so much. Seriously though, thank you so much everyone for hitting the like button and for tuning in, and for getting a record just week on week on week. It's just been absolutely relentless, this support on YouTube, and just such a great audience, and people commenting and liking, and just everyone having such kind words to say as well. And let's have a look. Oh, Jen Rat has just donated $3, and she says, all I have left on the card, laugh out loud. Thank you so much. And Jazzcat said, sleep silently. I meant, when I said sleep silently, I meant to say I sleep well. But I suppose if you are sleeping well, you are sleeping silently. I'm not one of those people that snores really loudly. I do sleep very quietly, so that's fortunate. But yeah, I kind of got my words a little bit mixed up earlier, but you know what I mean. I'm going to sleep really well. And just as I'm rambling on, the likes are going up, 212 now. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and for liking and for helping me get these likes up to such an awesome number. The only problem is now that next week is going to be even more difficult to get up to that number, but I'll keep doing these live streams, and I'll keep coming on and playing a cover and a few originals as well. And a lot of people that do comment on the analysis videos always ask me to put something up that's original on my YouTube channel, and I've got loads of original stuff on there already, and all of my cover videos as well. I've lost track of how many covers that I've done on there. So there are those videos on YouTube, but the best place for original stuff and a cover, if you want to hear it, is going to be on these live stream on Tuesday nights, because this is where I can just kind of let loose and play whatever I want to, and just play the requests that people give me over on Patreon. And just a quick shout out, these names have been going throughout the whole show tonight, because I just want to say a massive thank you to every one of you and every one of these patrons who make this possible and really make this live stream possible, the analysis videos possible, my original music as well, and the cover videos. So everything is down to these guys here. If you want to get involved yourself, you can head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. Let me actually try and get this up on screen and move that out of the way. So that's the website if you want to get involved and maybe interact before these live streams. If you've got something that you want to hear or a particular song you want to have me play, then you can suggest that over on Patreon. But I'm going to call this a night now, because we've been going on for about 50 minutes, so closing in on the hour. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and for hitting that like button. And even now we've got 125 people watching, so thank you everyone watching this at the moment. And if you could join me next week, that'd be great as well, where we'll have a new lineup of songs and tracks, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to have a good time next week as well. If I don't see you next week, I'll see you at the analysis videos. Those happen every night on this channel, so I keep doing those relentlessly, and there's always a new cover every month as well on Patreon, and then those covers come out 4 weeks later on the YouTube channel. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, everyone. I can see everybody's names, and I'm starting to get used to all these names. So everyone, Don, Dan, Tara, Elizabeth, Paulie, Jolene, Corey, Brian, and KA, DJ, thank you so much for tuning in. And we're going to be signing out at 220 likes. So thank you guys so much for hitting that like button as well. But if I don't see you at the next analysis video, then I will see you guys at the next live stream. And keep those comments coming and keep those suggestions coming for the analysis videos as well. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys next week at the live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for all of those donations as well. It's massively appreciated. And thank you to my patrons and just everybody for interacting with me on YouTube. So I will catch you guys next week. See you later. Rock!